You know, if I had $1 for every time someone said, well, under Trump, gas prices were cheaper, or there were fewer wars, I wouldn't need a master's in psychology or sociology. I could just buy a yacht off the coast and live where gas prices don't matter. But here's the thing. Every time I hear these statements, I'm reminded of one fundamental truth. Some people do not seem to understand that correlation does not equal causation. Correlation is like saying every time I wear my lucky socks, my team wins. Causation, on the other hand, is understanding that your lucky socks aren't actually making the quarterback play better. They just smell bad. But for some reason, a certain group of people, I won't name names, but they rhyme with conservatives, cannot separate the two. Take the gas prices. Gas was cheaper under Trump. Sure, Karen, and my groceries were cheaper when I was a teenager. You know why? Because I wasn't paying for them. Gas was cheaper because we were in the middle of a global pandemic. No one went anywhere. Planes weren't flying, people weren't driving, demand was lower than my standards for small talk at a dinner party. Supply and demand. Basic economics. And when the demand went back up, so did prices. But no, let's not learn about market trends or Trump's cozy deals with oil companies to prevent their precious profits from dipping. God forbid, zillionaires lose even 1 zillion. And then there's the war argument. There were fewer wars under Trump. Okay, cool, but are we giving him credit for global peace now? What policy did he enact to ensure your cousin's marriage survived 2020? Or that Belgium didn't start a fight with Switzerland? Was it the Twitter tirades? Maybe it was the golf trips. What they fail to grasp is that the president is not a god pulling levers over the entire globe. He's part of a vast web of decision-making that involves Congress, international leaders, and occasionally basic human decency. And yet, when you ask these folks to point to a specific policy that created this golden age they're reminiscing about, it's, well, I just know that my life was better. That's not causation. That's nostalgia. You felt like life was better, and now you've slapped a Trump sticker on it like it's a used car. But the fun part is that they do understand correlation versus causation when it suits them. Take the pandemic. Trump downplayed it for months. He dismissed experts, held super spreader events, and somehow turned masks into a political statement. And yet, when COVID tore through the country, causing more deaths than some wars, did they blame him? Of course not. Suddenly, causation disappears. Well, you can't fault him for a global pandemic. Oh, but I can, Brenda, because leadership matters. And if you're claiming your business thrived because of him, I get to point out that thousands of businesses that closed because of his negligence. The truth is, understanding causation requires nuance. It requires asking questions, digging into data, and acknowledging complexity. 3 things that don't fit neatly on a bumper sticker. It's easier to say, Trump made my gas cheaper, than to understand the intricate systems at play. So, next time someone tells you their life was better under Trump, ask them why. Watch them pause, because the truth is they're not reflecting on policy or reality. They're clinging to a version of the world that feels simpler, safer, and easier to explain. The truth isn't simple, but pretending it is won't make it any less true.